Every day, without exception, you will encounter people who want something from you. They may not say it outright. They may not even admit it to themselves. But beneath every smile, every favor, every compliment, and every interaction, there lies a hidden agenda. Some of those agendas are harmless, born from innocent needs. Others are sharp, calculated, and wrapped in manipulation. And if you are not awake, if you are not aware, you will find yourself being pulled like a puppet on strings you cannot see. That is why the wise have always advised, before they use you, outsmart them. Not by aggression, not by malice, but by clarity of mind and firmness of character. Outsmart them not to dominate others, but to keep your freedom. Outsmart them because freedom of the mind is the only true wealth, and it is always under attack by those who wish to bend you to their advantage. The Stoics knew this game well. Marcus Aurelius, a man surrounded by flatterers, generals, advisors, and enemies, lived every day with people who wanted to shape him for their own ends. And yet, he remained firm, not because he crushed them, but because he understood them. Epictetus, born a slave, lived in a world where every word, every act could be used against him, and still, he found freedom, not by rejecting the world, but by mastering his own responses. Seneca, caught in the dangerous court of Nero, where a single mistake could mean death, learned to play the game of appearances while never surrendering his inner control. These men knew the truth: people will always want something from you, but you are only used if you allow them to control your mind. The first step to outsmarting others is to recognize the simple fact: everyone you meet has an interest. Do not be naive. When someone praises you, ask yourself why. When someone criticizes you, ask yourself what they gain by it. When someone asks for your time, your energy, your favor, your agreement, pause and see the strings they are trying to tie around you. Most people stumble because they believe words at face value. They think the friend who flatters them is genuine, or the critic who attacks them is honest, or the leader who promises them glory is trustworthy. But the Stoic trains himself to see through masks. Words are cheap. Intentions are hidden. If you are wise, you will learn to see not the mask, but the motive. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they do not know good from evil." Notice his calm acceptance. He did not say, "I will fight them." He said, "I expect them." And in that expectation lies the power to outsmart them. You cannot be used by someone if you already know what they are. You cannot be deceived if you already see through the deception. The greatest trick to avoiding manipulation is not to fight it, but to anticipate it. The one who prepares his mind before the battle is already victorious. But what if they succeed? What if despite your caution, you are deceived, you are used, you are betrayed? Then too, the Stoic has a weapon. For no one can truly harm you unless you consent. They can lie to you, cheat you, steal from you, but they cannot corrupt your soul. They cannot touch your judgment unless you hand it to them. And so, the Stoic remembers: the only real defeat is surrender of the mind. If you keep your reason clear, your character firm, then even in loss you remain unbeaten. Outsmarting others is not about winning every game of power, it is about never allowing the game to corrupt who you are. Therefore, let them come with their demands, their traps, their hidden strings. You, meanwhile, will walk steadily, unmoved, untouched, a man who sees clearly. Outsmart them not with trickery, but with wisdom. Outsmart them not by becoming like them, but by being above them. Outsmart them not by aggression, but by indifference to what they offer. In this way, you remain free in a world that wants to chain you. In this way, you stay untouchable in a world that feeds on weakness. There is a mistake many people make when they hear the advice, outsmart others. They imagine cunning tricks, clever manipulation, or some elaborate scheme to control the people around them. But that is not the Stoic way. The Stoic does not play the game of deceit because deception itself makes you a slave. To live by lies is to be chained by them, always watching your back, always fearful of being exposed. Outsmarting others in the Stoic sense is not about lowering yourself to their tactics but rising above them. It is not about winning temporary victories but securing permanent freedom. You outsmart them before they even speak by being so prepared in your mind that their attempts fail before they begin. Think about it, if you rely on the approval of others, then flattery will enslave you. If you rely on their money, then bribes will control you. If you rely on their acceptance, then rejection will terrify you. But if you learn to rely on yourself, then every weapon they bring against you falls dull and useless. A Stoic's strength is not in trickery but in independence. He cannot be used because he does not build his life on the unstable foundation of other people's gifts. He builds his life on character, and character cannot be stolen. Seneca once wrote that the greatest possession is a mind free of debt to fortune. Fortune here does not mean only wealth but everything external: status, reputation, comfort, relationships, even health. If you lean too heavily on fortune, people will push you with it. They will threaten to withdraw their love, their support, their help, their opportunity. But if you train yourself to be content without these things, then what can they do to you? They can withhold their gifts, and you will smile. They can take back their praise, and you will remain calm. They can exclude you, and you will walk away free. That is the ultimate way to outsmart them. By needing nothing they can take. But this strength does not appear overnight. It is forged slowly, like iron in the fire. Everyday life will test you, and every test is an opportunity to train. When someone flatters you, practice indifference. When someone criticizes you, practice calm. When someone tempts you with opportunity, practice restraint. Each time you resist the pull, you thicken your armor. Each time you remain steady, you sharpen your vision. The goal is not to retreat from the world, but to move through it untouchable, unbent, always prepared. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily of the traps of men because he knew that forgetting even once could mean losing himself. He wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them." Imagine the power in this realization. No insult, no temptation, no pressure can touch you unless your own mind grants it permission. Outsmarting others, therefore, begins not with reading their minds, but with training your own. The mind is like a fortress. If its gates are weak, anyone can enter. If the guards are lazy, anyone can plant deception inside. Most people leave their minds unguarded, open to the winds of opinion, the storms of flattery, the arrows of envy. But the Stoic places sentries at every gate. He questions every thought that enters. He does not accept praise without asking, "Does this serve me?" He does not accept criticism without asking, "Is this true?" He does not accept offers without asking, "What chain hides behind this gift?" In this way, his mind remains his own. Outsmarting others, then, is not about defeating them, it is about never letting them cross your gates. But let us not deceive ourselves, some people are subtle. Their traps are hidden not in promises but in emotions. A manipulator may not tempt you with gifts but guilt you with obligation. They will remind you of favors, of loyalty, of expectations. They will cloak their demand in the language of love, of duty, of friendship. And here is where many fall, because they mistake manipulation for care. The Stoic answer is clarity. Care is free, but control is costly. True love does not demand chains. True friendship does not manipulate. If someone's care comes with hidden strings, it is not care at all, but an attempt to own you. And if you see this clearly, you will outsmart them by refusing to be owned. Think of Epictetus, who, though a slave, lived freer than most emperors. His master could command his body but never his mind. He said, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus can conquer my will." This is the essence of outsmarting others, not by defeating them in their game but by refusing to play. They may control the surface of your life, but you hold the depths. They may pull at your circumstances, but you decide your judgment. The man who cannot be persuaded to surrender his reason cannot be used, no matter how powerful his enemies. And yet, some will ask, is this not loneliness? If I resist the demands of others, will I not lose friends, opportunities, connections? Perhaps. But what kind of friends are they if they stay only while you serve them? What kind of opportunity is it if it comes chained with slavery? What kind of connection is it if it thrives on your weakness? The Stoic chooses quality over quantity. One honest friend is worth more than 1,000 flatterers. One opportunity earned with integrity is worth more than 10 given by deceit. Outplaying others does not mean isolation, it means surrounding yourself only with those who respect your freedom. And this, too, requires wisdom, for many will disguise themselves as allies. But time always reveals masks. If you are patient, you will see who is true. The world will call you cold for this. They will say you are detached, unfeeling, distant. But they misunderstand. To remain free is not to be cold but to be clear. To resist manipulation is not to reject love but to protect it from corruption. For how can love be pure if it is built on control? How can friendship be real if it is sustained by guilt? How can generosity be true if it is only a tool of ownership? No, the Stoic protects these things by stripping them of chains. He loves without need, gives without expectation, helps without slavery. This is not coldness, it is the highest form of warmth, because it is free. So when they approach you, with the flatterers, the manipulators, the demanders, the controllers, you will already know their game. You will already see the strings they hope to tie. And because you have no weak points, no desperate cravings, no hidden chains, their words will fall powerless. They will not even understand why their tricks fail, but you will know, you outsmarted them before they even began. You outsmarted them by preparing long ago, by building your fortress, by mastering yourself. This is the art of freedom. Not to fight every enemy, but to leave them with nothing to grab. Not to answer every demand, but to show them their demands mean nothing. Not to win every battle, but to remain undefeated in spirit. The wise man outsmarts all because he belongs to none. He is in the world but not owned by it. He gives freely but never at the cost of himself. He listens but does not surrender his reason. He serves, but only by choice, never by chains.